They say that there's something about physical clutter that, really messes with your momentum. And, the saying goes that when there's physical clutter, you're mentally cluttered. Your ideas become chaotic, your thoughts gets all tangled. So, right now I'm going to reset my space, and while I do this, I wanted to talk about something that has really been on my mind lately, and that's about the structure of the group, and specifically about being 23. When you look at the industry, age dynamics plays a important part in dictating the group's internal culture and its external narrative. And 23 is an incredibly specific transitional space. It's a point in your life where you aren't a teenager navigating the industry completely low, but you aren't an industry veteran in your late 20s either. You've lived enough life. You've finished a degree, you've sat in the director's seat, and you know how to articulate a vision. So if you drop a 23-year-old into a 5-member lineup, what happens? I've been running this simulation in my head for KRYZAE, looking at 2 completely different avenues and leadership models. So let's start with scenario A, the 23-year-old as the eldest and the leader of the group. Before I go on, I got a little distracted and I saw my other phone, and I just want to show you guys this little, if it'll focus. Okay, can you guys see it? Okay, I'll probably have to change this in grading or whatever, but the little HYBE phone cover, it's just, love HYBE, so I just thought it was cool. But like I was saying, in a group lineup, the structure where you have, okay, let's look at specifically the structure of KRYZAE. We have Kryon, KRYVEX, KRYL, KRYETH. Having the eldest act as the anchor is, the traditional route. But at 23, it's less about enforcing a strict hierarchy and more about emotional the stuttering is going to be the death of me, but more about emotional architecture. If I'm the eldest, I'm the bridge. My listening style has always been very people orientated. What I mean by that is, for me, I need to understand. How do I explain this? I need to understand what motivates someone, what they are afraid of, what they are trying to protect. When you have 4 younger members looking at you, you aren't just their front man, you are their translator. You translate the corporate expectations, the multi-label strategies and creative pressure into a language that doesn't burn them out. You absorb the friction, you absorb it so that they can just focus on performing. It's a quiet kind of power. It's about being a grounding force for everyone. And then there's scenario B, and I think this is an interesting look on things. Scenario B is the 23-year-old as the youngest and the leader. I call this the prodigy. I call this the prodigy dynamic. This completely inverts the traditional respect culture. If you are the youngest of 5, but you hold the compass, it's kind of why I like the dynamic of HYBE, the little HYBE phone cover, it's just, love and hyping, so I just thought it was cool. And hyping is, they had what the second youngest be the leader, which is not the dynamic that we were used to. It implies an undeniable gravity. It means that the older members follow your directions not out of obligation, but out of absolute trust within your vision. And that is heavy, the pressure of steering a ship when everyone around you has more years on the clock. It forces you to be sharp. You can't rely on seniority to win an argument. You have to rely on the merit of your ideas. You have to understand the business, the media strategy, the scarcity models better than anyone else in the room, and you truly have to justify your position on the table. As a director, I love the tension of the youngest leader. It creates such a compelling lore, but as a human, the eldest leader feels like a sanctuary. Either way, 23 is the sweet spot. It's the exact age where you have the maturity to execute massive multi-label IP, but the hunger to still tear the system down and build it in your vision. Anyways, I've been talking a lot, so my desk barely went through any cleaning, so got a quick montage of me cleaning, or time lapse, or whatever I decide on doing. Peace. Well, there you go. The desk is all clean, my brain is slightly more organized, and let me know which dynamic you think creates the better story. The eldest that looks after the rest, or the young prodigy that outshines what is expected. But anyways, I got some vocal drills to get to, so I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Tired trying at the same shit. Kinda tired trying to give a fuck. Saving grace is never